cool and crap. No, that's all right. And you're a pretty cool and crap, so that's all I care. Right, ladies and gentlemen, our next act, it is her first time here on G&B.
I'm guessing from those claps that you can actually see me and it's not just Kyle, because I think I got accused of being a unicorn earlier, and I'm not sure if it's the same thing with Tinkerbell where you can only see if you believe. No? Okay, we're good. Okay, so this is nice, isn't it? Nice to be back out again. So, but I'm liking this because we've still got 2 meters. So just quickly, because I nipped to the loo earlier, so couples in, yeah, a couple, and any sort of COVID casualty relationships. So COVID was very much kind of make or break your relationship, wasn't it? And mine break over a decade, and so single people in the room, I think that I can, for all of us, give advice to those that have managed to sustain throughout COVID. If you can remotely tolerate your partner, stay. Please don't come back out here. Over the last decade, it's gotten really weird. So I decided I was going to start dating again. And everything's online now, or it's on apps. And again, as a woman, and I know that I can speak for us here, the messages that we receive tend to, there's a spectrum, right? And it kind of goes from the mildly quirky, wildly obscene. But I need to tell you about the weirdest message that I received a few weeks ago. And it merely said, eggy bum, eggy bum. Nothing further, no context. And I didn't think much of it at the time, but I'm going to be honest, I've been obsessing over this now for weeks. What if that was actually some sort of code? That guy, he's been kidnapped. He's being held hostage somewhere. Behind his back, or with one foot stretched out, he's desperately, help, help, somebody, anybody. Autocorrect looking at that going, no mate, that makes no sense. Eggy bum, eggy bum. She'll get it. A couple of hours later, I'm scrolling through my phone. Eggy bum, eggy bum. What? That dude's dead now. But I'm the type of person that I dive kind of head first into relationships. And my friends are like, this time, Lauren, you know, you've got to take your time, slow it down. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I get it, I do, they say it with love. But where else am I supposed to put them? Despite the shock that I gave my gynecologist, I am not in fact Yogi Bear. I'm not running around picking at picnics. Do I look like someone that has a plethora of picnic baskets available to me? These have got to go somewhere. We are running on a very limited shelf life. Ooh. I've just dropped one. I do apologise. But I joined one of these apps recently, and it's one where it matches you based on your compatibility with people. So you fill in a questionnaire and it sends you back your matches. So I filled this in, excited, got my matches back a few days later. My top match is my dad. Which I have to say was a really lovely surprise. I didn't even know he was still alive. But it left me in a bit of a quandary, guys, because is it okay to match with your dad? Turns out, not a problem, he liked me first. Also turns out, my dad doesn't recognise me anymore. Again, so I think he could possibly be forgiven for his response to my introductory message, which merely said, "Hey, Daddy." But it's nice to see where I came from, I guess. And you know what, guys? It's the most up-to-date photo I've got of him. So I printed it off and I popped it in a little frame by the bed. But I went out on a date on the weekend, and it was going well. So I invited him back to mine. See the aforementioned egg situation. And he's loving it. He's nutting away, giving it, "Who's your daddy?" And I just point to the frame. But then I thought, you know what, guys? Maybe I just need to go back to basics. So with that, I'm organising a threesome with my best friend and his wife. It is indeed. She's got cracking tits. But they're in Wales, I'm in London, so the negotiation is less about the who's putting what in who, and more about the where's hosting who for what. It's London, of course. They've said they want to make a weekend of it. But I can't help but wonder, do they actually want to fuck me? Or am I just cheaper than an Airbnb?